Hello everyone, welcome to my first narrated commentary on the Atomrc Swordfish. Don't have too much experience with creating videos, so you're gonna have to excuse me for the lack of experience. Um, in the hobby, I'm around 4 or 5. Been here around 4 or 5 months, so I don't have too much experience as a lot of the old timers, but it's great learning of how to work with all the aircraft, and it's been really fun. So hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. So regarding this flight in particular, I've struggled to find flying locations nearby. All the ones in my area, they're either being converted into homes or just a lot of construction or just inaccessible. So it's been rough flying good flying areas, so I'm glad to have found this one. It's around 40 minutes away, so not too far. A lot of the other areas what I did start off at are not too great to fly in. I guess if you're flying line of sight, it's alright, but I really didn't want to risk flying an expensive plane in areas where there's a lot of people and a bunch of RF interference, so it's actually a great place to fly. So I fast forwarded a little bit since I was just doing auto tune and just wanted to get the aircraft better dialed in. And I have done previous auto tunes on INAV 6, but with INAV 7 I wanted to redo the auto tune since when I did do my maiden flight on the auto tune, it was a little windy and I didn't feel it was the best conditions for performing an auto tune. So after redoing it, it seems to fly really nice, especially in cruise mode. I still have to adjust some small parameters, but it seems to be working really well. Regarding the specs of the plane, I'm running the Voxnell V2 camera, or not the V2, the Pro camera with the V2 transmitter with the HGL-RC hammer antennas. I heard of a lot of good things about them, and they're pretty inexpensive, so it can't hurt. For the flight controller, I'm running the SpeedyBee F405 wing. It came out right in the time I started the hobby, so it piqued my interest. And a lot of the Maytech boards are also a little bit expensive. They come down in price recently, but I wanted to test the SpeedyBee F405 wing, so I gave that a shot. It's been really easy to use. I don't particularly care for the in-app features. I just primarily use my laptop for all the flight configuration, and it's been working really well for me. I haven't really had any issues with it. And the documentation is also really great with them. Regarding the motors and rest of the plane, I switched out to Zing 2306 2450 kV, but that was the last video, but I noticed that they were drawing unbelievable amounts of current and was draining my 3S 4200 milliamp hour battery in around 15 minutes, and I believe it was an efficiency issue or whatnot. So I switched back to the stock 1600 kV motors that come on the Swordfish, and they've been treating me pretty well. Regarding the receiver, I'm running Express LRS, specifically running the Radiomaster RP3 receiver, and it's been treating me pretty well. I like the small size of the ELRS antennas, and I don't think I will need the 900 megahertz. I'm on the 2.4 gigahertz range, and the ranges I work with, I really don't think I'll make any use of 900 megahertz, so it's been working pretty well. I've tried to avoid flying in populated public parks, just don't really like doing that. And also, there's always light poles and stadium lights in the parks, and crashed a number of my planes into them. It's really hard to tell the distance from the parallax effect. So I'm just mainly focusing on flying in open fields, and that's been much better for the health of my aircraft, at least. So the area I'm flying in today, we saw smoke in the distance, and I wasn't really sure what it was. Thought it was like a wildfire in the distance, and the wind sometimes just blows that soot and burnt, charred leaves right to us, and wanted to investigate it a little. It's died down since the beginning of the day, and yeah. So as we get closer, it's apparent that it looks like it's a controlled burn. And on my way here, we saw a couple trucks, and I talked to one of them, and they were doing a controlled burn here. You can see all the other patches on the ground that they were doing other burns nearby, and the smoke, I just tried to avoid most of it. I wasn't really sure if there were any columns of rising air from the heat, and I didn't want to upset the flight controller with weird wind conditions, so just tried not going too close to them. The landscaping here just all blends in together. I originally had the intention of going out to the lake that's around 4 miles off, but I was having some signal issues far away. I have to get it resolved, but after I try the antennas, checking out whichever combination gives me the best reception, I'll try to resolve my range issues. The current antennas I'm running are the Atomrc X-Air Mark II antennas for the front of my Walksnail goggles, and for the top ones I'm running two triple feed patch antennas, and this is the first time I'm trying the triple feed patch antennas. I originally had Omnis on top, and I didn't really go too far with them. I'm mainly just flying my quadcopters with them, so I really didn't need to upgrade the antennas. So I'll do some more range testing and see how it goes. At around the 2 mile mark, I was getting the red border screen thing that Walksnail does whenever the bitrate is getting too low. I probably could have pushed through it, but I just didn't want to risk the plane since I don't have too much flight experience with it. And I was also considering getting a Walksnail VRX with good antennas to better orientate the antennas towards the direction of the airplane. But with my goggles, I just was sitting in a chair so I can get a locked in position essentially. I believe I was running the 1200 milliwatts output power on the VTX. I'm not really sure how stable 1200 milliwatts is. I heard a lot of people recommend 700, so maybe I'll give that a shot, especially since my video fail-safed actually later on in the video. I never quite experienced that before with any of my aircraft, so hopefully I can get that resolved. It's all just more monotonous flying, and just looking at some more open fields in the area. Just seeing if there's any other flying locations. The area I was flying, you can see it off in the middle of the screen right there. And yeah, this is a very large walking trail for bikers, hikers, and for horse riding. but since there were trucks going in and out the other walkways where the other trails were, try to avoid that area. Otherwise, I'll be try coming back here and check out the location. The only other downside or upside, depending on who you ask, there's a lot of cows in the area, especially in the field I'm flying. I'm right in the field below us right now, currently, and there are a bunch of cows moving at us. And since I was under the goggles, I couldn't really see them, and it's got a little nervous, but don't really do anything. They just moo at you. And but yeah, pretty cool flying location and very nice. They also keep the grass in check, and that's also pretty helpful. And a lot of the other areas I saw, the grass grows up to your around chest height, and there's always gators and snakes in Florida, so that's not really the smartest decision to be going out in grass that tall. So the cows are doing a pretty good job at making this a pretty good flying field, I guess. One thing to watch out for here is there's an airport around 2-3 miles to my west. That's the reason I try to avoid the area. And in this area, particularly, not sure why, but if you get any altitude below 200 feet, it's a very turbulent air. That's you could see in the footage. When you go down to a low altitude, it just violently shakes the air, or shakes the plane rather. And yeah, I don't really know of a way to resolve that. Maybe doing a higher approach speed. I'm not sure if my GPS was giving incorrect readouts, but I'm pretty sure this is it was all right, especially since I have 27 satellites locked. With the M10, I'm also running the HGLRC M10 GPS. That's been treating me really well, much better than the previous GPS systems I was using. You can see here I was testing out the loiter function of the aircraft, just trying out the different modes. For the most part, I just stick to cruise mode since it works really well for iNav. I still have to get the aircraft tuned a little bit more, especially on the manual mode. It tends to pitch down. I think my CG is also very nose heavy, since I'm running the VTX and the camera on the canopy, and as well as a pretty chunky battery. Most people I see run the camera and VTX near the center of the aircraft, but I really wanted to have the nose out of view, since it bothers me when landing, and I really want to be able to get a good view of where I'm going. And I'm actually running the wing fences that are on the back of the V-tail, and I know a lot of people omit from using them since it's just extra weight and it may get caught on grass and fly off, but it's been pretty helpful for getting the CG right, especially since I'm very nose heavy. And yeah, I'm also considering switching to 4S lithium ion packs instead of my 3S lipos for longer range. I can only get around 20 to 30 minutes on a comfortable reserve. I can probably extend it a little bit, but that's just what I'm comfortable with. You can see all the cows in the area, and they've been just wandering around while I'm flying. And I wanted to test the range of the patch antennas behind me to better understand my limitations. And the bitrate is, I'm actually really surprised how good the antennas are, especially since all my antennas are facing the eastern direction. My compass hasn't been calibrated pretty well. It's around 20-25 degrees off, I believe. And no matter how many times I calibrate it, I can't really seem to get a good orientation for the compass. But I don't believe iNav uses compass for fixed wing all that much. I do know that it's pretty important for quads, but for wings, I don't believe it makes very much use of it. So it's mainly just aesthetics reason. That's the reason I keep it up there. Maybe when I get it working, I'll have better use for it for orientation. You can see the field on the left. That's the other field that I've been eyeing to fly in over the wing, and also the one right ahead of us right now. And it should be a little easier to access those fields as well. The one my friend and I went to, it was around a half a mile walk, and it's good to get a lot of walking in, but it's just easier to go to the other field that's closer, especially when you're carrying around 5 or 6 RC planes with you. It's pretty helpful to have easier access to the field. I believe we're near the area where I was fail-safing. I was getting terrible video quality, that's why I pitched up immediately. And yeah, I was just not getting very good video. And I believe it fail-safes in a little bit, a couple moments from now. Okay, there it is. I was getting a black screen from here on. You can see the OSD is completely frozen. And yeah, I was using return to home mode. I didn't have any video or anything. I did have telemetry back to my radio, so I knew my plane was still in the air. This is around 200 feet. I have my RTH setting at around 250 feet, so the plane climbs a little bit and is heading back home. But I've never had a failsafe or anything like this before, so I was really scared that I lost the plane for good. And yeah, it's just return to home. It's back at home and it's loitering. In the future, I plan on probably putting an Apple AirTag or something in the plane in case I do lose it. But otherwise, I really don't know what caused the issue. I talked to some of the people on the Walksnail Discord. I talked to Keith, who runs the Bonafide Pirate YouTube channel. I really appreciate him for all his help. I really like his content, and yeah, hope you check it out. And yeah, I really don't know what could have caused this, so I'll be doing some more troubleshooting to see what the issue is. But yeah, you can see the OSD and everything is all frozen, and what I started to do is I restarted my goggles while I was on the ground, and I immediately got back telemetry and OSD, and it was I just landed after that since I really didn't know what the issue was. But yeah, not really sure what the cause was, but when you get to this altitude, like as you'll see when I go in for final approach, the plane just rocks heavily. The OSD is frozen, but I was still getting OSD when I restarted the goggles. It's just you aren't able to see it here, but it was going around 30 miles per hour, and the plane was still shaking, like it was going to stall. But not really sure what the cause of that was. So yeah, I'm just trying to avoid the cows as I come in for landing. Maybe next time I'll choose a better area to land so I can come in at a better approach. But yeah, you can see the plane rocking back and forth. The plane tumbled a little on landing, but there was no real damage or anything done. So yeah, kind of got lucky there. I appreciate anyone that's taken the time to watch this far, but thank you, and have a great day.